The time has come to make a move. If you want to get into the college football playoff, you've got to win big games right now, and we have a clash of ranked opponents coming up in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see a top 5 team in this conference, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Trojans will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. And the Volunteers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking to throw, it's Aguilar. Gets it out quickly. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play.
Yeah, when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. The Volunteers come to the line with a new set of downs. He wants to throw it again. Quick completion on the out. Slips one guy, and now he's loose.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. The run from the shotgun. Worked it down to the 22-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
3rd and short from the 22. Is the field goal unit getting ready, or is this already 4-down territory? He's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Looking downfield, it's Mayava. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Touchdown, Tennessee! The defense takes matters into its own hands.
I'll tell you, you love linebackers that are good against the run, but how nice is it when you've got a guy that can sit in zone coverage like he can and not just pick it off, but find his convoy and take it to the house. That is a game-changing play.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Jordan. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Incomplete. Man, oh man, is that one this junior would love to have back.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs. Coming into this one,
Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. What a nice play, and even with the short return, they're in scoring position at the 18. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. They've built a quick double-digit lead now to try to get this offense really humming. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
you know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
Caught in the backfield, it's Thomas. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
Nice poise by the quarterback. Here's a big third down throw, and you want to push the ball vertically down the field, but if the defense takes it all away, check the ball down.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. The Vols line it up with a first and goal. Motion from the wide receiver. Plucks it out of the air. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Vols! No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, we've got a final score for a notable game today in the American. Charlotte ran roughshod over the competition today en route to a double-digit victory, and they looked clean doing it. And I don't just mean in those gorgeous unis. This team is buttoned up. Always fun to see two of the better programs in the American duke it out. A good barometer for both coaches, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They'll run it. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal. Each and every week, you are going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out and pick everything they did on the practice field this offseason and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go.
Lots of running room. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line.
Third down, the focus of the defense has to shift. It has to change. We have to understand now exactly where the sticks are. We can't give up those plays for them to get beyond the sticks and get those first downs.
Unloads to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
And the Trojans are moving quickly down the field. To the air, it's Mayava. Catch in the middle, it's Lemon. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
He's got it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Trojans.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point splits the uprights. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He calls for the fair catch and makes it deep in his own end, and he might have been better off seeing if that ball would just trickle into the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Takes the handoff. It's Thomas. Into a mass of giant bodies. We'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
You threw the incompletion, you've got 4th down in your own end, but you want to keep the good times rolling, right? Things have just been getting better and better early in this game. You kicked a field goal, then you got a touchdown. You don't want to punt right here. So if I'm the offensive coordinator, it's really, really hard. You're begging your coach to let you stay on the field here and try and convert this 4th down.
Opening play of the drive from the 39. Back to pass, it's Mayava. Throwing right. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. You can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
Throws to the tight end. Complete downfield. That'll be enough for the 1st down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Complete to the left. Touchdown USC! Once he got some room, it was over.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Fair catch called for and made. So 1st down here as they go back to work. He'll do it himself. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on-hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
The defense blows up the ISO play by getting penetration right up the middle, and that forces the negative play.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
How? There he goes! And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Scanning the field, it's Aguilar. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Volunteers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And the extra point was good. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. He found some really good running room on that one and just about got loose. As it is, good return to set up the drive. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. To the air on first down. That's caught. It's Sanders. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
The Trojans with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. Got it behind the line, it's Sanders. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
This defense has owned the first half. They've given up some yards on this drive. Big third down coming. You've built a little bit of the lead. Try to force the field goal. Don't give up the big play here, and you've had a great first half.
Wants to keep it in the air. And he throws another interception. His 3rd one of the night. Got room on the return. The interception stopped the threat, and the return even better as he crosses midfield and gets it to the 49. So here is the Tennessee offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
And the Vols get enough for the first down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front. They didn't handle the rigors of a Big Ten schedule very well a season ago and hoping that they've learned some lessons they can use this year.
I think the coaching staff also thinks, Reese, that they're a more mature team. They have better leadership in the locker room. And, David, they're hoping that that's going to show up week in, week out in what's going to be a brutal Big Ten schedule.
Brutal. And, listen, you're hoping also they got something in their neck, right? Like, you're hoping they want some payback, right? Because that should have left a really bad taste in your mouth a year ago, and you should be ready to get that out. And you should be ready to extract some revenge. So let's see if this team comes out with a chip on their shoulder.
Catch in the middle. It's Jefferson. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12. And the Volunteers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He wants to change this route. Motion from the wideout. Looking for a man. It's Aguilar. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And it's picked off at the goal line. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Lemon. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
And the slant is really a difficult route to defend against if you're a DB in man coverage, especially when you have no help on the inside. So if you're the offense and you continue seeing that coverage, you might as well keep attacking it just like that.
And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, 1st down.
Grabbed behind the line, it's Sanders. It's a seam wide open. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and
going downfield for the big play. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Going to throw it over the top of the knee. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, you make big plays for your quarterback in the game. You catch a touchdown pass, he's going to look your way again, often, downfield like they did right there, but give the defense credit, forcing an incompletion.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards in Neyland on 3rd down. They just keep firing. Gets it out fast. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit. Yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in third down when you know the ball's going to come out fast. Understanding that, breaking on the football, going, making the tackle, and forcing the fourth down.
He's got it. First down and more. The offense will quickly use a timeout. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about, Reese.
Well, this defense is not going to be patient with this quarterback. They know that they have to affect him, and they have to dictate to him. So that time, they send the blitz. They're not even giving him an opportunity to sit back there and peruse the field. They flush him out. They're able to rally to him, get him down to the ground. I like the aggressive nature of the defense here.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Back to throw, it's Maiava. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help us up.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Southern Cal!
That is exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this second half.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. He'll bring it out. It's Carter. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Waning seconds of the first half, let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Right on target this time. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Volunteers will kick it away to start the second half. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. They'll put this one in play, first snap of the drive from the 25. They'll open this third quarter with a run. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Back to pass, it's Maiava. Now improvising. Takes a hit as he fires. Caught close to the marker, it's Lane. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, one thing you got to say about this guy is he's very, very poised. He knew he had that defender bearing down on him. He got hit right as he threw it. Still, though, it didn't affect his accuracy. Nice job getting that completion.
Wants to go up top on first down. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
He has the first and still on his feet. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
Nice catch by the big tight end. Nice job holding on to the football, getting the first down. But I tell you what, I love the physicality by the defense. I love how they're making him pay every time he catches the football. Later on, he might be less likely to want to reach his arms out there and try to catch that thing. You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Back to pass on second down. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Dropping back, it's Mayava. Going to try to get it himself. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
And there's an example of what happens when a quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Well, they love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. The give to the back. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, a gain of 3.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been...
There he goes! Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Ball is at the 35. It's first and 10. Rides the back and leaves it. We've seen a ton of this tonight. They just keep giving him the ball, and he keeps running into brick walls. Not much running room again.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run. Not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
To the air, it's Aguilar. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
And that's just what this defense needed. They needed to get a stop here in the third quarter. They've given up a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards. Needed to get a stop and try to get this ball back to their offense.
All the numbers and stats will show you going for it on fourth down in this area of the field really puts pressure on a defense. Makes a grab past the marker. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And they pick up just a few on that completion.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Grab behind the line. It's Lewis. Oh, out of space. Out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. Edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on a score.
Great job by the quarterback there, knowing where his answer is against the blitz. He finds his dump-off throw to the running back, and he does the rest, picking up the first.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
This defense has got some monsters up front. Individual athleticism. You see guys winning their one-on-ones. They're getting pushed. They're swimming the offensive lineman and then converging on the running back.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Oh, got enough space. Touchdown, Tennessee. And they take it in for 6 more points. Timely decisions, effective play management helps them get in the end zone after that marathon drive.
And every time the offense needed to play, boom, they got it. I mean, you think about it. Whether it was a small run, small pass, whatever they needed, they got it done, and they popped it in for the score.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. To the air, it's Mayava. Finds his big tight end. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
You can tell this quarterback did his homework coming into this game. He has been dissecting this defense with his arm and his mind. Over 300 yards passing now.
They really got things moving on this drive. Second play of the drive comes from the 37. Looking downfield on first down. Here's a heat. The short hands, it's Sanders. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
Wants to fire on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. Neyland Stadium alive, a cauldron of orange noise on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Short throw to the sideline, picks up just a little. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work.
Yeah, and unfortunately in the fourth quarter, losing, you got to put the foot on the accelerator. You got to make something happen. So I get they had to be aggressive and go for it. They just can't seem to get this offense to make plays when they need it the most.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Go straight ahead. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown ball! They build this fourth quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the fourth quarter.
Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Back to throw, it's Mayava. Got it in the middle, it's Lane.
And this defense is perfectly fine with that. When you're up a couple possessions, you want everything in front of you. You want that clock to tick, make sound tackles, and don't give up big plays.
And the Trojans can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Trying to make magic with his feet. He works his way up to the 33 and is pushed out of bounds.
There's nothing more annoying defensively than this. You got a guy bottled up, great coverage, boom. He escapes out of it, pulls a rabbit out of a hat. Next thing you know, he scrambles, gets a first down. Now I got a new set of problems I got to deal with.
Looking to throw on first down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And he reels it in inside the 30. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. The Trojans look to keep this drive humming. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. Guided out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 14.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Got his man. Brought down after the catch at the 4-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Using him out of the slot, he has just been unstoppable.
And I love putting dynamic athletes in the slot that I can move around, that I can put in motion, that I can make him go in or out. I can put him off the ball so you can't get hands on him, and they've really featured this guy today.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. Wants to throw again. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
At this point in the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here, because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in cover.
Touchdown, Trojans! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone, because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
See some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the direct snap, it's Lewis. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
The defense, obviously, at this point is trailing. They need to get the football back. They're expecting run. They know the offense is going to try and bleed the clock, so you got to be good at the point of attack. They were right there. They gave up nothing on that run.
Oh, what a move. And the ball's on the ground. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Oh, man, and for the defense, you're just like, dang it. If that would have just stayed in bound for a second longer, we could have got the ball, maybe made some momentum, something happened. But the offense definitely dodged a bullet on that one.
The give and tick, 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 tick. They just needed a few inches, and the defense knocked them down in the backfield.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now, if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking.
Converts on 4th down. Still going. Turning it on. He's at the top. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Volunteers. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They have got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. To the air, it's Mayava. He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
Makes the grab. It's Sanders. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Fires to the wideout. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. He wants a big play here late. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. With the catch, it's Lemon. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
Offensively, this is a beautiful time now because now I get to get all my other guys in the game. Guys that don't get to play that much, we're up. This game's over after that missed fourth down conversion. Now we get to get everybody in the ball game, or if you choose, like Jesse probably would, go pad some stats and get some more catches, get some more rush yards if that's your thing.
Looking for a gap. It's Bishop. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
He's going to lose a yard on that one. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, two really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are creative.